Hello and welcome to Fifth and Grace. Today we're going to explore January energies. Let's see what's coming up this month. This is not necessarily for one specific person, but just maybe more the country, the world. Sometimes messages do come in for one specific person that spirit or the universe or somebody's ancestor, angel, whatever knows will be watching. I always believe that if something comes across your feed, you're meant to see it, you're meant to read it, or hear it, whatever the messages are. So we're just going to have sort of an overview of what's the energy for January universally. How's that? And we may make it specific to a person. I always say, I don't know who it is, but it's somebody watching. This message is for you and you're meant to find it. So we'll see what happens. I'm a little behind in my reading schedule for my channel, just because we didn't really sort of go back to reality until yesterday, which was the 6th of January. So now I'm playing a little game of catch up this week to get a whole bunch of videos done and ready for the channel. And what I usually do is I'll record a few in one day and then just get them all scheduled, all the descriptions done, the thumbnails done, everything. And then I can sort of focus on, okay, what am I going to create next week? So that's where we're at. This is the Winnie the Pooh deck. This is the deck we're using this month, and I'm so sorry. I bought it on Amazon, and then I went to link it. I went to put the link in the description for my video, my astrological video, the Astro Tarot for the week. It's not available anymore. So I'm going to keep an eye out for it. I'm going to keep checking every day, but I'm so sorry. I usually use decks that I know are available that people can, if they like it, they can grab them. But in this case, I didn't check first. I'm so sorry. And so, but what I did do was put a link to another tarot deck that I am so madly in love with. So if that one lights you up, grab it. It is an affiliate link. So if you do shop through my link, please just know that it is an affiliate link. And if you buy something, I will make a couple of cents, a couple of pennies for, I guess in exchange for sharing a product on my channel. So I have tried to get an Etsy affiliate account, but Etsy won't approve me because they're like, you don't have a big enough audience. So a little elitist there. But my audience likes to shop, so I don't know. Anyway, here we go. First card for January, Ace of Swords, and wow. This is a lot of like confusing energy, lack of communication. There's a lot of misinformation to actually, you know what? Some of the things that are happening in the world, like right this moment, there's a lot of misinformation out there. And it's not necessarily that people are intentionally putting out misinformation. It's that they don't have all the information, so they really don't know what they're talking about. Case in point, Justin Trudeau. Everybody keeps talking about how, oh, yay, that's it. He's gone. Gone. No, he's not. He resigned the same way Jagmeet Singh tore up the agreement he had, the coalition agreement he had with Justin Trudeau, where it's just like, we're just saying something, but that's not really what's happening, because he's actually staying on. He's saying as the interim leader until they elect or appoint a new leader. And then March 24th, the parliament goes back. So he's not going anywhere, at least until March 24th. Because at that point, then he will have to have a throne speech, which will be delivered through the Governor General. You're all getting a civics lesson here today. It will be delivered through the Governor General, and that speech will actually be voted on. It is, in fact, essentially a confidence vote. And apparently all the parties are now in agreement that they're going to vote that down. They're not going to accept the throne speech. that will be voted down, and the governor general at that point will have to drop the writ, which is a formal letter ordering an election, and then we will have an election and have a new prime minister sometime in May, if that all goes according to plan. At this point now, anything's possible, but what we are seeing in the world, and we're seeing it with Donald Trump, we're seeing it with Keir Starmer, we're seeing it with the mayor of London, like there's a lot of misinformation. A lot of people are kind of getting one little snippet and they're filling in all the blanks themselves rather than actually like speak to an expert, do your research, make sure you understand what you're talking about, the rules of engagement, everything around it, right? Because that will save you a lot of grief later on. So if you're sitting here and let's just say, because I'm Canadian, I have a lot of Canadian viewers, if you're sitting here going, yay, Justin Trudeau's gone. No, he's not. He's not. So it's best to understand the actual process and what he said. Nothing's changing, except we just don't have a government now and nothing can get done. So if you're waiting for a bill to pass, it's not going to. And then when we do get a new government, all the things that were on the table and in committee and everything prior to that moment where the writ was dropped, it all goes away and everything has to start fresh with a new government. So just so you understand that, and the reason I'm talking about all of this is I happen to just know the Canadian political situation better than any other place. But it's the same around the world. It's good to know the actual policies, procedures, and everything so that you are educated and and the message coming through is you're not. You're kind of grabbing snippets and headlines and things that bloggers and vloggers are saying, but it's not the complete and whole story to fully understand how things are going to unfold around the world. Not just in Canada, but Canada's a great example of how everybody was like popping champagne in the streets yesterday. And it's like, well, why? Nothing's changed. We're actually in a worse position now as Canadians because nothing's going to happen. There's going to be no bills passed. There's going to be no governmental movement until at least the end of March. So that's 3 months. We're now being held in limbo. So anyway, but this is just there's a lot of, there's miscommunication. There is lack of communication. There's, just a lot of filling in the blanks going on. So the really strong message for you right now around the world, given that every country's political situation is a little gray, educate yourself, talk to people. If you don't know, don't talk to your friends because they probably all believe the same things you do. Talk to somebody maybe perhaps on the other side of the aisle who's very well educated on it, because then they can kind of give you that perspective. So anyway, that's where we're at. And then that's the same for anything, business, politics, your life, you know, whatever it is. It's just a general all around feeling that we're not getting the whole story. And we know this because we've got, crimes being committed and people being arrested, but we're not finding out who it is. Why is that? Why are things being hidden by the authorities? And, we're seeing that there was a crime that was committed. I can't remember, there's been so many, but there was one very specifically that jumped out at me. Oh, it was up in Northern Ontario. Well, not really middle Ontario. And this guy was the victim of road rage. And he was you could tell someone was trying to kill him. And he's like, I don't know who it was. I don't know the driver. I don't know what was going on. And I watched the video of it. This guy's terrified. Like this other car, the person in the other vehicle is literally trying to push him in his car off a bridge into a river. And this is Canada in January. Okay, like you don't want to be falling in a river in January in Canada. You'll live about 10 seconds. So they tell everything about this except who is the other driver. They arrested the other driver. They charged him, everything. But who is the other driver? Why are we not being told that? Is it do you know what I mean? Like that's that miscommunication, lack of communication, and then people filling in the blanks. It's causing a lot of problems. That was a lot for one card. That could sum up January. I could just stop the reading now, but I'm not going to. We're going to pull a few more cards. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords. And interesting that we've got some swords just coming out of the gate. Our queens are always top level is about patience. So to this, I would say, if you, to sort of take us back to this card, if you are not entirely educated on a topic, maybe you shouldn't be online yip-yapping about it. That would be a good one. I see a lot of people in Facebook groups and different places, and they're spouting things with such authority. Meanwhile, I'm like, yeah, you're not right. That's like, you kind of twisted that one all up, and your statement isn't 100% correct. So, yeah, educate yourself, definitely. This is time to start solving your own problems. No one's coming to rescue anybody anywhere, whether it's in America, Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, anywhere, all the places where there's just utter chaos. No one's coming to rescue us, so we need to get our heads straight and wrap our minds around it, and be patient with ourselves, be patient with the process of learning and developing our opinions based on facts, not feelings, and be patient with other people who aren't quite caught up to where we are. And but definitely there is a strong message that it's time to start thinking your way out of whatever you've got going on, if you want out of it. If your life is great, everything's fantastic, you don't have a care in the world, wonderful. Please share your secrets. Please share your secrets. But I think most people at some level have concerns about something. Whether it's politics, whether it's about homelessness, whether it's about addiction, whether it's about just caring about their family, schools, education, anything, right? It could be very personal or it could be very big. But definitely we want to be patient with the people around us because they need to catch up. Definitely. And I don't mean you like down to like one specific person, but yes, it's a great message. But in terms of as a movement, as a community, as a demographic, just that patience with everything is going to be required. This is also about truth and justice. I think we're going to start seeing some stuff coming out. We already are, where some truths are coming out, and they're very uncomfortable truths for some people. They're very, again, we need to deal in facts, not feelings. Just because we don't like the message doesn't mean the message isn't the true and real message, which is hard for a lot of people to stomach. And we see it. And you know how, and here's a good example. If you're not sure how this plays out, when you deal with a narcissist and you don't want anything to do with the narcissist anymore, and you tell them, and they're like, what's the problem? And you tell them why, they'll go around through life saying, I don't know what the problem is. But meanwhile, it's like what it is they just don't like the answer. Right? So that's it. Just because you don't like the answer doesn't mean the answer isn't true and valid, and you need to wrap your head around it. Don't cut things out just because you don't like them. Because it's better to get good with the truth and reality than to be living in what should, could, and would be if in your imaginary world. And it's all of us, right? We all have an imaginary world. That's where progress is made. That's where our dreams are born. So, love those dreams, love those imaginations and everything, but we need to be dealing in reality. We need to be dealing in the facts of the matter. Like, I've still got people telling me that Kamala won the election, and I'm like, yeah, yesterday she just certified that she did not. So yeah, I still have people, because I've done political videos on sort of the American election, and I still have people saying, yeah, no one saw it coming because it's fake and Kamala really won. And it's like, yeah, okay. Yeah, the fact of the matter is she herself has admitted she did not. So let's listen to her. Let's take her truth and accept that, right? And the same with all kinds of other things around the world. This is very deep and heavy. I don't think January is going to be a fluffy month at all. So we have the Seven of Wands. Oh, aren't these cards adorable? I love these cards. They're just so cute. I wish you could get them. Ugh. And I tried looking other places to find it, and I feel like this was maybe a limited run or something. I don't know. But let's just have a wee peeky peek at this one. See, isn't that sweet? Like, how cute. Aww. Such a sweet deck of cards. So we have our Seven of Wands. This is about standing up for your beliefs. This is about maintaining control of something, like it's your spirit, your actions, how you live, how you move through the world. So what the sense that is coming in is that we have people who are trying to take all the craziness that's gone on in the world in the last like 10 years, how we got here, and trying to like let's get it under control. Let's it's good to see things for what they are. Yeah, I'm not, the example I would use is not a great example for this channel. If I was on my Patreon, I'd maybe say it, but to see things for what they are. It's good to recognize when something is mental illness and when something is actually real. I'll just say that. And when people have been groomed versus coming to their own choices. Does that make sense? Hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. If you don't, just say, just let me know in the comments. You're like, what are you talking about, Avril? But it's definitely about the world is shifting in a way to become a little more controlled. And I don't mean that like in a communist kind of way. I mean the complete opposite, that we're getting things under control. Like the craziness is going to be brought down. The insanity is going to be addressed as insanity and not actual policy. And just let's just get back down to basics is really where we're moving towards in the world. And we're seeing it around the world through in different cultures and different politics and different that we're seeing that things are coming under control. But if on a personal level, this is always a good idea too. Like get yourself sorted out, get yourself under control. And this is there's obstacles to it. Of course, there's always obstacles because where we actually grow and expand and become better in the world and in our lives, and we should be striving for that. People who tell you, I'm good enough the way I am. Well, really? That's it? You're done? You know what I mean? We should always be striving for improvement, even just like 1% or something. But this is it's the obstacles that we're going to get over this month. There's a lot of obstacles in the way. There's people trying to block all kinds of things going on. So just stand your ground. Don't listen to the jibber jabber. Don't listen to all the people chirping in your ear. And just stand in your own beliefs and stand strong in that no matter what's going on around you. But this is definitely not backing down on your beliefs, not backing down on how you want your life to look. And we're sort of seeing that at top levels. And then so that's the inspiration for in your own personal life. 10 of Wands in reverse. Interesting. Interesting. So this is about, yeah, I think there's a general feeling in the world that we're spinning our wheels. We're not getting anywhere. That there's like working hard, but it's not working. And there's a great saying, if it doesn't open, it's not your door. So if you just keep working and working and working and trying and trying and trying and plugging and plugging and plugging along with something and the needle's not moving, it might not be for you. And then when we look at it in a, at top level of the world, there are, movements, ideologies, governments, policies and stuff that have been trying to push people in a certain direction, and it's not working. People are fighting back. People are not having it. So we're seeing the collapse and breakdowns of things around the world, but we're also seeing that they're trying and trying and trying and getting nowhere, and it's just, and people are seeing it and people are collapsing it. So it's the same in, if we're looking at this as a personal, if anybody's looking for a personal message here, it's that same kind of thing, that just stop spinning your wheels. If it's not working, stop it. You don't need to keep going for years and years and years. Like, it's okay to give up on something, People be like, oh, you can't give up, you know. And it's like, well, yeah, you can. When something's not working, you can give up on it. You can say, you know what? Not for me. I'm going to focus on something else. And perhaps when you focus on something else and that gets you the success you're looking for in whatever it is, then come back to the thing that wasn't working and give it a little push and see what happens. Maybe there's a different energy around it now because you're different. The energy around you is different. And now you can sort of return to something with fresh eyes, fresh ears, fresh heart. So there we go. There we go. And our next card is the Six of Pentacles. Aren't these cards adorable? I just love them. I just love them. I'm going to look. I feel like there's a timing connected to this card. Yes, there is. May 1st to 10th. So there could be something happening right now that will come to fruition at the start of May. And this is about like love and generosity and persevering and just keep going and don't be a miser. Don't be a hoarder. There's a sort of twofold card. So ultimately, the very top level is perseverance. So just keep going, just to keep plugging along. And you know what I mean? But keep going in a way that works for you. You don't have to keep plugging along with the thing that's not working. It's not working. Let it go. You can put it on a shelf and come back to it later. But in terms of sort of looking at this energy here, our Six of Pentacles it's about assisting other people. It's about giving gifts. It's about charity. It's about donating money, generosity, support, sharing, kindness, like all the good stuff that we should all be doing and we should all be receiving, by the way, which is, you know, kind of brings me back to, you know, sometimes people are the beggars and sometimes people are the ones helping the beggars, right? So I would say what's really coming in right now is that we need to kind of come to a balanced state of like how much we give and how much we receive and just keep that flow moving back and forth in the world and in ourselves as well. There's definitely, this is a very positive card. Generosity, prosperity, good fortune, abundance, having so much that you can share your largesse, your wealth. And I feel like through everything that's going on this month and the way that people are rising up and the things that are unfolding in the world, we're seeing that shift. The word that's coming in from my guides is hope, hopeful. That people are feeling hopeful, like they're starting to see the beginning of the end of the insanity and the hardships and the pressures inflicted upon us from our governments and entities that are not elected, by the way. There's lots of them out there running the show. So we definitely, it's interesting that we kind of started with get your head straight, because then you'll be able to see the hope. You'll be able to actually, once you see it all for exactly what it is, once you've learned, you've educated yourself on whatever it is, the topic is that you're concerned about or hopeful about or wondering about, educate yourself. And then you'll be able to have some hope. Because a lot of people I'll take it right back to Justin Trudeau. A lot of people are saying, so yeah, we're still stuck with him until October. No, the hopeful message is that March 24th, there's going to be a confidence vote. So no, it's not. See, do you see what I'm saying? Get your facts straight, and then you'll actually be able to have some hope. I hope that makes sense. And we're going to pull one more. We have the Eight of Swords. Interesting how many swords have come out for us today. The Eight of Swords in reverse is about finding solutions, taking control. This is about releasing yourself. This is about escape, freedom. That big word, one of the F words in Canada, freedom, but taking control and feeling empowered. And I think this is the whole message here right now, is we all need to understand what's going on through research, through facts, by listening to experts, getting all the details that we need, and then we'll be able to feel some hope about things and feel like we're going to escape all of these things that are going on in the world. And if you are somebody who doesn't think there's a problem, this is not the channel for you. This is not the channel for you at all. If you think that Justin Trudeau has done a fantastic job over the last 9 years, this is not the channel for you. Okay, I'm just gonna put that out there. You can make comments, probably gonna delete them. I did have somebody try to recite for me all the goodness that Justin Trudeau had brought into the world, and I just deleted it because I was like, you're like one of 12 people left in this country who think he's done a great job. So, and our final card for the day is the Emperor in reverse. The Emperor in reverse. Let me just see if there's timing on this card. There, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The timing on this card, I shit you not, right there. March 21st to April 20th. And this is about like losing power. This is about trying to maintain control, but it's not working. This is domination energy here. Yeah, I feel like as the world uprises and fights back against what's been going on for the last number of years, the people in power who have got us to this point, they're going to be clinging to power with everything they've got. They're going to try every trick in the book. They're going to go hardcore they're going to realize they're losing their power, and that's going to make them just fight back a lot. So be ready for that. What a fun spring we'll have. If you're an old friend, thanks for stopping by again and hanging around. If you're a new friend, welcome. I'm so glad you're here, and I can't wait to get to know you. Don't forget to click subscribe, leave a comment, let me know you were here. If you have any questions, if you have anything you'd like me to read on, oh, I'd love to hear about that. And I'll add it to my list. Thank you for joining me today. Have a magical day.